Rudolf Schindler, Austrian-born American architect, modernist, one of the pioneers of 20th century architecture. Schindler House was built as the first modernist house in 1922. It is also on the list of National Register of Historical Places since 1971, but now has been tightly sandwiched by multi-story apartments. Seen from the Google's, the context shows inharmonious zoning relationship with Schindler site. Even when we actually visit the site, Schindler House site is obviously a recessed part of street panorama, and deeply hidden where surrounded by high and dense bamboo. We may know that the house design was inspired by the American wilderness lifestyle, where Schindler was willing to refigure the condition onto the land he occupied in West Hollywood. Even just right before his death, when Schindler reflected on his life experience in the house, he said, "I camped under the open sky in the redwood, on the beach, the foothill, and the desert. I tested its adobe, its granite, and its sky, and out of a carefully built-up conception of how the human being could grow roots in this soil, I built my house, and unless I failed, it should be as California as the Parthenon in Greek and the Forum Roman. However, it seems like all gone." From the map in 1920, and we can see the urban planning was carried out to the west from Hollywood and stopped at the triangular area. Santa Monica Boulevard was the boundary that separated the residential district under the Hacienda Park at the north and the La Brea Desert area at the south. At the desert area, it is where Schindler House occupied and enjoyed the empty wilderness life, and also can talk with city muscles. Looking from the map in 1924, just 2 years later after Schindler House was built, it has been evolved into the new planning area, was the end of the wildlife, the beginning of rapid development, since city started to develop the south side of Santa Monica Boulevard, and we can see it seems like its triangular area is the beginning. Let's take this node to be our starting point, and then we should work towards east along with Santa Monica Boulevard until get to the Kings Road intersection, not only because this is our turning point to the Schindler House, but also the location of the West Hollywood City Hall. It must be a central service point of the city. Also shows the importance of the Kings Road, and our final destination is Schindler House. At two sides of St. Vincent Boulevard, I would like to call it the Art and Cultural Triangle District. It's our first node, used to be low-scale residential and commercial area of West Hollywood. The Pacific Design Center is an enormous complex risen from there. This landmark is designed by architect Kesa Pelly for Green Associates. It serves as multi-use facility for design community, containing everything from workshops to showrooms to restaurants. It rose in 3 major stages. In 1975, the first one was the Center Blue Building, which became known as the Blue Whale for its outstanding size and hill. The next coming building was the Center Green in 1988. In 2011, the two buildings were joined by Center Right, a gargantuan pointedly curving bright red building. They are united by central courtyard and walkways, but their interiors are much larger than any surrounding landscape areas. Above or hidden, the Pacific Design Center has become an icon of glass-skin design and construction and a landmark of undeniable impact. The West Hollywood Library is another significant landmark located at the Art and Cultural Triangle. It is a branch of County of Los Angeles Public Library. The 33,150 square foot building was built in 2011, designed by architect Steve Johnson. It won a City Livability Award from the United States Conference of Mayors in 2012. Heading to the Santa Monica Boulevard, standing at the intersection, we will be attracted by the Rainbow Crosswalk. Our route is a very characteristic section of Santa Monica Boulevard, which is also one part of historical Route 66. We get to know the character of the street by the color art of the sign, obviously. Yes, the LGBT culture. Nowhere else will you find such authentically gay-friendly atmosphere packed into this area. Here has one of the world's most thriving gay nightlife scenes, sleek designer hotels, and easy access to LA's countless culture and sightseeing landmarks. For fans of nightlife, Santa Monica Boulevard is where it's all happening, with hotspots ranging from pulsing dance clubs to friendly neighborhood bars. Besides the club scenes, Santa Monica Boulevard is also full of great restaurants, indulgent spas, sensational shopping, outstanding art galleries, and gay-frequented coffee shops. Here comes to our second node, the intersection with Kings Road. One side is the West Hollywood City Hall, a sustainable contemporary five-story office building, which defines the city service center at this point. Within West Hollywood, it undertakes all parking services, parks and recreation programs, social service such as disability, food, and homeless issue. It also undertakes housing, transportation, job finding, and planning permit. The other side of Kings Road, we are located a fabulous designed four-story apartment building officially known as The Crown. According to the developer's website, it has 48 residential units seated above approximately 6,000 square feet of ground floor retail space. Then we enter the Kings Road down to our destination. The noise gradually died away. This road is relatively quiet. Apartment buildings attached very closely to each other one by one. The trees on both sides of the road are very thick. On the way to Schindler House, we may stop by the Kings Road Park. This park is not big or beautiful, but it's maybe the only one open green space for the community, and it's approximately half-acre space sandwiched by two buildings. Not too much sunlight can come into. Trees in the park are big and thick, so the overall atmosphere is dark. Then we walk down 1 block distance. We are here, Schindler House, our final destination. Let's go into the site. The most impressive thing we can see will be the special construction. Two-top concrete slabs have some interesting details. Each concrete slab is well designed and repetitively cast in the same size. It has 45 inches wide and 9 feet 6 inches high. The thickness is 9.5 inches from the bottom and the 5 inches at the top. Schindler very smartly reduced the size of each concrete slab, so the kind of human scale slab can be easily filled up by maybe 2 or 3 people. Compared with other filled-up structures, Schindler House really saved money to rent a crane. The building of reputation also can be seen by the construction method because Schindler gave them 3 inches distance in between slabs. By infilling a long and thin glass between the concrete, it brought several beams of light, which makes the interior light experience very interesting without privacy being exposed. I believe during that period, it was a great invention to recognize that window can be out of conventional shape to provide such a new life experience. To gain the stability of the wall, Schindler did not choose to cast the concrete wall thicker. What he did is to make the top thinner than the bottom, so this slightly sloping shape is able to adapt to the weight from itself and taking a very good role of roof loading bearing. Besides the economic aspect, I also can say this sloping wall can reflect the shadow of Mayan architecture, but in modern language. This intuitive feeling can more or less make us feel some historical and cultural atmosphere. Besides the construction method, what else can express modern language during that period? We know that Schindler called this work space architecture. They organized the interior space freely instead of Euro distribution. He ever said the basic idea is to give each person his own room instead of usual distribution, and to do the most of cooking right on the table, making it more social campfire than a disagreeable burden to one member of the family. At the same area, Le Corbusier proposed 5 points of modern architecture. As the earliest modern house, there are 4 points of 5 can be indicated from the Schindler House. It should be earlier than Le Corbusier's practice on modern style. Free plan, which inherited from Frank Lloyd Wright plan strategy and translated into his own space architecture principle, free 2L shape, accommodated 2 families and 4 individual studios. Free facade, which we can see from the repetitive concrete panels. Roof garden in Schindler House really brings nature to the living space and provides clear views over the site. Horizontal windows, combined with Japanese-style sliding doors, can show creative horizontal window style even with corners. Referring back to our concern at the very beginning, Schindler House design was deeply inspired by the American wilderness lifestyle. Does it seem like all gone? When we actually visit, the house was deeply hidden, but we can see that there is no actual spatial impact from other buildings. Why? Firstly, the whole site is surrounded by high and dense bamboo. Secondly, the space occupied by Schindler House is only 1/3 of the whole site, leaving a lot of open areas. Decades ago, when it was quite desert, the effect was not obvious. But today, when the surrounding buildings are close together, we can feel the beauty of such a large open space set aside by Schindler. The interior is well lit, the yard is very open, and the view is still very wide when on the roof. In the rise of the new context building, the view has a new experience.